Family genetic order, bringing order back into the genetic system. This is really a big field of information and really a field that you can really correct in an easy way when you know how to handle the system. So what I'm going to be teaching in this webinar is giving you the tools and also doing it within the webinar space is to know how to handle the genetic system and how to bring it into order. So it's very simple. So for example, I want to bring it back, genetics for me is very practical, very grounded. And we are living on, in a confusion, in overwhelmed information, which is not all belong to us. It's belonged to the genetics. It's belonged to whoever we connect to. So if you make it very simple, like physics or, in the system, we are like a plug. So we are negative and positive, negative and positive. And when you ground or plug into your exact genetic place, being I am the son of my biological mom behind me on the left-hand side, right-hand side, dad, that is the correct system that I'm in. So all I need to do is plug into my correct genetic place. Now, when I plug into the correct genetic place, then it's all the siblings alongside me. Then it's the plug for all my children in front of me. And then my parents, my mom, for example, is on the left-hand side, and she has her system to plug into with her siblings. My dad on the right-hand side, he has to plug into his systems. That is the correct way. And then vice versa. It keeps plugging into different systems. So when you simply plug into the correct system, then the confusion, the noise, the static starts going to the earth because we're all connected to one earth. And then if you imagine yourself like a system, like a light bulb, you've plugged into the socket or into the plug. So now you're plugged in and then you turn it on. And turn it on is about your willpower. Open up the system. So when you open up the system, now the torus field is running in the system, which opens up and clears what genetic information and confusion you've taken on from other people. So in this webinar, I'm going to be teaching you how to set up the correct genetic order and how to align it and how to clear it. And then also how to clear codependency from the system, how to clear confusion from the system. And I'm going to give you the tools on how to break family systems permanently, and topics. It could be genetic disorders, say there was Alzheimer's in the family, say there was heart attacks in the family. And I'll show you how to break free of them. I'll show you how to break free of low self-confidence, how to break free of financial blockages, financial topics, how to break free from abuse energies which are in the system, how to break free from family secrets. So all these things are affecting us. And when we plug out of our system, you're going around life and you're attracting other people who are plugged out too, and they will charge you up. So then you go into the supermarket, you're plugged out, and you'll attract everybody with similar vibration topic, and then you go home completely a mess, completely out of your system. And now you need to create artificial boundaries. Artificial boundaries are when the mind is there, and now I need to bark like a dog to make sure I set up boundaries, or a bully, or be aggressive, or I'm going into the office as a woman and I need to be a tough woman in the office, be more male. That is not my system. That is not your aura running. That is the mind. So they're artificial boundaries. So what I want to do is I want to work with your health, because when you're in the correct biological system, genetic system, everything goes back into order because your brain needs to be plugged in. It's an energetic field. We are energy, vibration in water. We're a battery with salt, minerals. We are a battery. So if you see your system like a battery, what does that battery need? It needs water, fresh water. It needs to be plugged into the right system, the right positive and negative pole. And then the system needs to be in order. Maybe there's people plugging into your battery. Maybe you're plugging into other batteries because you're a people pleaser, because you're a helper syndrome, because you've got this healing complex that you want to heal everybody in the whole world. and they're plugging in, depleting you, you're getting a burnout. I'm going to show you how to resolve these topics. I'm going to show you how to relive your life and reset your whole genetic system so everything's back in order. This is the fundamental building blocks for me is for life. And then you can go into your destiny level. Then you can live your own essence and live truly who you are without the programming, without the conditioning, without continuing on these abusive cycles. And then taking the gifts from the ancestors. So many gifts we have that we can bring into the system. So in this webinar series, it's going to be 4 webinars. If you can't make it, no excuses. It's going to be recorded, and all the webinars are on the Academy. They're all different levels of consciousness, which are building blocks to life. The universe has universal rules and laws. And I've been on a treasure hunt since childhood and lived in many places all over the world, connected with into multiple systems. And I've got the building blocks from Egypt, from Greece, from Kenya with the tribes, from Mexico. So I have all these building blocks and I've been working with them in a genetic way, working with the ancient knowledge and wisdom to bring them into reality, because they were keys and building blocks for life and building blocks of how to bring your system into order so you can live like a god on earth, meaning you can live from your being state and not be affected by these genetic programs that's in the blood. They're in the blood. You can't plug out your family system. You can try it, but you're going to take your blood and them with you and move to Australia, and you'll create the same system again. And you'll ask, what have I done here? Because it's in your blood. Clear your system, work with your system, balance your system, bring your genetic system into order, and everything else will go into order. Your health will improve, your life will improve, your relationship with life will improve, and you will be in your being state. And you can free yourself from the genetics. I'm going to show you how to free yourself from mass manipulation, from the media, from politicians, from the banking system, from the political system, from the health system. So I'm going to really bring you back to your essence and show you how to disconnect, and also give you the tools of how to teach it to others, how to give these gifts to others, and how to share it, because it's about sharing. Genetic work is very grounded, and it's what I work with the world leaders. I work with very strong systems. This is really fundamental information and gifts, and I'm going to share with you that feel honored and blessed that I got them from this journey, this treasure hunt I've been on all my life, and living in specific locations, which has fueled me up with a lot of information, a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge about genetics, how to bring things in order, how to bring the health into order, the blood into order, aging systems, financial systems, banking systems, leadership systems. So I'm going to share these tools in this webinar because it's time to bring everything back into order. You can bring your whole genetic system into order and live your own life free of the conditioning. And this is what I'm doing over this weekend, this evening. As I say, if you can't make it, you can purchase as a recording, and it's going to change your life. Looking forward to seeing you there if you'd like to know more about changing and bringing your life into order, your family into order, and stopping these programs for you and your children and future generations. I want to really honor all the teachings I've received from this treasure hunt, lifetimes, and really I feel blessed and honored that I can share them with all of you, so then you can share them with everybody else around you. And it's very grounded, it's very practical information, and when you work with the genetic information, you get it because it's on the soul level. You will realize it, you will change it, and the system will resolve in the system. This is something, this work that I'm going to show you this weekend will make changes permanently in the system. You will complete systems permanently. And when they reactivate, you will know what to do permanently. This is what I want to give you. And this is why it's so valuable. This work I'm going to show over the week, this embodiment of work and gifts over this weekend. So it's on family genetic order, bringing everything back into order and completing cycles permanently. This is the work I'm doing over the weekend, the embodiment of the work, and I invite you to be part of it. Have a beautiful weekend, and maybe I would recommend you to do this one. It's a big one, and I'm sharing everything I know with you in this one. Have a beautiful day.